Good morning, students. I hope you all enjoyed your vacation and you utilized your vacation very well. You are fine and safe, I think so. So, we are dealing with hereditary and evolution, our chapter 9, hereditary and evolution. And I am dealing with the botany portions, that is hereditary. In our last previous classes, we discussed some introductory part and some what is hereditary, what is variation, and how the accumulation of variation may take place in organism. Like that we already discussed. Okay. So due to this vacation you may missed some points. So I will just recap that point. What is hereditary? What is heredity? So heredity is the transmission of characters or traits from parents to offspring. From parents to offspring. So hereditary is the transmission of characters from parents to offspring are called hereditary. Characters otherwise called as traits. Characters otherwise called as traits. So hereditary is the transmission of characters from parents to offspring are called heredity. Okay, then we know the heredity information is stored or present in the sex cells. The hereditary information is present in the sex cells. Sex cells also known as gametes. So the heredity information which is stored or present in the gametes, which is present in the gametes. We know fertilization takes place by the fusion of gametes. Fertilization takes place by or reproduction takes place by fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes. One from father and another from mother. Okay. So the maternal and paternal gametes fuse to form zygote. So as a result of the further development, new offspring may develop. Okay. So the hereditary information is present in the sex cells. Sex cells otherwise called as gametes. So these gametes undergo fusion to form new offspring. Then gamete, it passes the characters or traits from parents to offspring. So these gametes may passes the traits or characters from parents to offspring. So gametes are responsible for the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. So these are the major points regarding heredity. So heredity is the transmission of characters or traits from parents to offspring. Characters also called as traits. Then the heredity information is present in the sex cells. Sex cells also called as gametes. The reproduction may take place by the fusion of gametes. One gamete from father, another gamete from mother. Okay. So the transmission of characters can be takes place from parents to offspring by the help of gametes. So these are the main points regarding heredity. Then next one, what is variation? So variation is the difference in characters or traits among the individual of a species. So what is variation? So variation is the difference in characters. Difference in traits or characters. Difference in traits or characters in individuals of a species. Okay. So variation is the difference in traits in individuals of a species. So if when any difference is happened to a particular individuals due to reproduction, due to sexual reproduction, it is called as variation. It is called as variation. Okay. So examples of variation is in your textbook, it is given as the ear lobe. There are two types of ear lobe, attached ear lobe and free ear lobe. Attached ear lobe and free ear lobe. Then other examples are height, height is another example. Skin color, height, skin color, then the nose, chin. Okay, so these are many examples regarding variation. So difference in the traits in individuals of a species is called variation. Example is earlobe, height, skin color, then chin, the shape of nose. Okay, these are different examples. Then, so these are the major points regarding heredity and variation. Then, next point is accumulation of variation. Accumulation of variation. Okay, how variations are accumulated? So, when we know fusion of gametes takes place in sexual reproduction, and some asexual mode of reproduction also present. Asexual mode means with the help of spore or fragmentation, budding. That type of asexual reproduction is also present among the organism. Okay. So as a result of this sexual reproduction, that is fusion of gametes, then which means when organism reproduce, the offsprings show minor variation due to inaccuracy in DNA copying. So how this variation may happen in reproduction is due to the inaccuracy in DNA copying. So when an organism reproduce, minor variations happen. Minor variations may happen due to the inaccuracy in DNA copying. Minor variations happen due to the inaccuracy in DNA copying. Okay, so these variations are less in asexual reproduction and more in sexual reproduction. So variations are less in asexual reproduction whereas variation are more in sexual reproduction. Okay, so when organism reproduce, the offspring show minor variation due to inaccuracies in DNA copying. These variations are less in asexual reproduction and more in sexual reproduction. Okay, so some variation may take place in both sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction, but the amount of variation is more in sexual reproduction. Okay, but always we cannot say that the variation which happen to an organism is harmful. Okay, no, always we cannot say that the variation which happen to organism is harmful. So variation can be beneficial to organism or harmful to organism. So the variation can be beneficial to organism or harmful to organism. Okay, so beneficial to organism is maybe the environment can cause so many changes. So environmental changes may happen. Environmental changes. Okay, so environmental changes may happen. So to survive in that changing environment, some organisms require these type of variation. Okay, to survive in changing environment, organism they require the variation. So that variation may help the organism to survive in the changing environment. That is a beneficiary part of the variation. And some bacteria, okay, some bacteria which live in the hot spring. Okay, this example is provided in your textbook, I think so. Okay, the bacteria which is living in the hot springs. So what happened means, due to the reproduction, due to continuous several generations, that bacteria may develop some variations to adapt that hot spring. Okay, due to several generations or several sexual reproductions, those bacteria may adapt some variation, those bacteria may produce some variation to adapt that hot spring environment condition. It is an example. Okay, so this is how the accumulation of variation may take place. So these variation, if an organism experience a variation in sexual reproduction, and these variation may continuous for several generations. These variation may continuous for several generations. So this variation may accumulated in that organism. Okay, once the variation is continuous for several generations, it may accumulated in the organism or it may stored in the organism. So that is accumulation of variation in organism. Okay. Then next part, so all these parts we already discussed. Okay, these parts we already discussed in our previous classes. Just we are refreshing. Okay, actually today's class I just decided to refresh all your memories. Then chromosomes. So chromosome. Chromosome is a thread-like substance which is present in the nucleus of a cell, which is made up of DNA. So chromosomes are made up of DNA. Chromosomes are made up of DNA and they are thread-like material which is found in the nucleus of cell, which is found in the nucleus of a cell. So chromosome is a thread-like material which is made up of DNA and present in the nucleus of a cell. Okay, so chromosome means, suppose this is a cell, this is nucleus containing thread-like structure which is made up of, actually we can't see chromosome like this, we can see only like this. Okay, some thread-like structure only we can see, that is chromosome. Then this chromosome is made up of DNA. The chromosome is made up of DNA. Okay, so this is chromosome, this is DNA. Then what is called gene? Gene is a particular segment or unit of DNA. Gene is a particular segment or unit of DNA. Suppose, okay, so this is a particular segment of DNA. So this is a particular segment of DNA so particular segment or unit of DNA, this is called gene. Okay, this is called gene. So this is a cell, the center of the cell is nucleus which contains thread-like structure called chromosome. Chromosome is made up of DNA and a particular unit or segment of DNA are called genes. Genes carry the hereditary information. Actually, in the beginning we said gametes are responsible for the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. Actually, inside the gametes, chromosomes are there. Inside the chromosome, DNA are there. Inside the DNA, genes are there. So those genes are responsible for responsible for the transmission of characters. Transmission of characters. Okay. So, what are genes? Genes are certain units of DNA. Certain units of DNA that are responsible for the production of certain proteins which are responsible for particular characters. Okay. So, units of DNA. Genes are units of DNA which are responsible for some characters. So, for expression of that character, some proteins are synthesized by the action of these genes. By the genes. Okay. So, we can say genes are the unit of DNA, or genes are the unit of heredity. Unit of heredity. Genes are unit of heredity. Then, normally genes occur in pairs. Normally genes occur in pairs. Genes occur in pairs. Okay. So, the alternative forms of genes. The alternative forms of genes are called alleles. Alternative forms of genes are called alleles. All these part we already discussed. Okay, I am just refreshing your memories. So, alternative forms of genes are called alleles. Okay, we use letters to indicate genes. We use letters to indicate genes. Okay, and we use same letters for same characters. We use same letters for same character. Same letter for same character. So, what are genes? Genes are the unit of DNA, or we can say they are the unit of heredity, and they are responsible for the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. Then, normally genes occur in pairs. That is, the alternative forms of genes are called alleles. That is, that pair form are called alleles. Then, we represent genes with the help of letter, that is alphabetic letters, and we use same letter for the same character. Example. For example, we will use capital letter T. We will use capital letter T for the character height. We will use capital letter T for the character height. If height has two extremes, tall, short. Height has two extremes, tall, short. For tallness, we will use capital T. For shortness, we will use small t. You will know why we are using capital T and small t, for capital T for tallness and small t for shortness. You will see. Okay. So, we used the same letter for same character. Even though the character extreme is different, it is tall and short, we use the same letter. This is an example. Okay. So, these two together we say, okay, that is the genes for height. It is occur in either, okay, three forms. So, these are called alleles. These are called alleles. So, genes occur in pairs. Genes occur in pairs. That alternative forms. Alternative form means one is capital T or one is small t. Okay. So, these alternative forms of a genes are called alleles. Okay. So, then what we discussed? We discussed about the Mendelism. Okay. Who is Mendel? Gregor Mendel. Gregor Mendel, who is the father of genetics. who is the father of genetics, he performed several biological experiments. To show the hereditary. Okay, to show the hereditary actions or the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. He done his experiment in the pea plant. In the pea plant, the scientific name is Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum. Okay, the scientific name of garden pea is Pisum sativum. So he done his biological experiment using the plant Pisum sativum or pea plant. Okay, so he is known as the father of genetics, that is Gregor Mendel, who is the scientist who first performed the hereditary, that is the transmission occur in the parents to offspring, and he named that transmission, who is responsible for the transmission of character, as factors. Okay, so Mendel know that some factors are transferring from parents to offspring. Some factors are transferring from parents to offspring that are responsible for the transmission of characters. He can't name that factors. Okay, so he named as just factor. But after so many years, other scientists, they named factor as genes. Now we know genes are responsible for the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. So, but in that period, Mendel is unable to name that as genes. But after sophisticated experiments and equipments are developed in the laboratory, scientists are able to name the factor as genes. Okay. Then Mendel used 7 characters. Mendel used 7 different characters. 7 different characters of the Pisum sativum. So Mendel used 7 different characters of the Pisum sativum for his biological experiment. Okay, we already discussed what is the 7 different characters and which one is the dominant character and which one is the recessive character of the particular trait. We already discussed. Okay, then I hope you prepared that tabular column. Then these 7 different characters, okay, inside the Pisum sativum, the 7 different characters, okay, so each character is controlled by different genes. So different characters are controlled by different genes in the Pisum sativum. So different character controlled by different genes. Different characters controlled by different genes. Actually, this was one of the reason for his success of his biological experiment. Why? Because different characters are present in different genes. Okay, so that he can easily find out the results. Okay. Then we studied what is the features of Pisum sativum. Okay, Mendel selected the plant Pisum sativum accidentally, but these Pisum sativum has some features. Features of pea plant. What are the features of pea plant? Okay, first feature is it has a large flower. It has large flower. First feature is it has large flower. Then second, it is a bisexual flower. It is a bisexual flower. It is a bisexual flower. Then other point is it is a annual plant. It is a annual plant. Then fourth one is easy to cross fertilize. Easy to cross fertilize. Easy to cross fertilize. Then Fifth point is easy to self-fertilize. Why? Because self-pollination is there. Self-pollination is there in pea plant. So these are the major features of pea plants. Okay, these are the major features of pea plant. Okay, so these are the main, that means our first area. All these points we already covered in our previous class. Okay. Now we are moving to fresh. We are moving to the fresh part. Okay. So before entering, we require to study some terminologies. Okay. We are required to study some terminologies which is using in the genetics. Some terminology. Okay. First one is homozygous and heterozygous. Homozygous and heterozygous. So, homozygous. What is homozygous? Homozygous means genes having same alleles. Homozygous means genes having same alleles. Genes having same type of alleles are called homozygous. What is homozygous? Genes having same type of alleles are called homozygous. Okay, so genes having same type of alleles are called homozygous. Then what is heterozygous? Genes having different alleles. Genes having different alleles. Genes having different alleles are called heterozygous. Example, TT. Okay, this is a allele, pair of alleles. That is, this is a gene which is responsible for height. And small t also responsible for height. But in height, capital T which cause tallness, small t which cause short. Okay, so these are the examples for homozygous and heterozygous alleles. Okay, so homozygous alleles means genes having same alleles. Heterozygous alleles means genes having different alleles. Example is capital T, small t. This also causes tallness. Also causes tallness. Understand? So this is homozygous and heterozygous. Homozygous alleles means genes having same alleles. Heterozygous means genes having different alleles. Then next one is, what is dominant gene and what is recessive genes? Okay, what is dominant and what is recessive genes? Dominant gene. Okay, actually dominant gene means the gene which decides the appearance of an organism, even the presence of an alternative gene. Gene which decides the appearance of an organism, even the presence of alternative gene. Okay, it decides the appearance of an organism, even the presence of alternative gene. Even though there is the presence of alternative genes, these dominant gene can able to decide the appearance of an organism. Okay, example, it is tall. If the alternative gene is different, it is also tall. Okay, so these capital T, okay, these capital T gene are responsible for the appearance of an organism, even though the alternative gene is different. Okay, alternative gene is present. Okay, so same gene means like this, alternative gene means different genes. Even though the alternative gene is present, it can able to express the character, that is dominant gene. Okay, so what is recessive gene? So recessive gene is the gene which decides the appearance of an organism only in the presence of another identical gene. So it can express even though in the presence of alternative gene, but it can express only in the presence of two identical gene. Okay, example, small t, that is short. Okay, so only the gene that is small t, the allele, the small t will express only in the presence of identical alleles. Okay, if one small t is changed to capital T, it will show tallness. Okay, so only dwarfness is shown when two alleles are same. When two alleles are same, dwarfness may happen. Okay, but in case of this capital T, if both the alleles are capital T, it may show tall. If one capital T may change to alternative gene, that is alternative gene is small t, even though one allele is changed, it may show tallness. So this is called dominant gene. Okay, if anywhere one capital T is there, okay, if one capital T is there, it will show tallness. That is called dominant character. Always it will dominate. Okay, always it will dominate. That is called dominant gene. So if there is one capital T, we can obviously think that okay, it is tall. But if there is only one small t, it will not give shortness. So only shortness happen when the two small t's are identical. So it requires two identical small t. Then only it will express the character. Then only it will express the character. This is dominant and recessive gene. Okay. Then next terminology is genotype and phenotype. Phenotype and genotype. Phenotype and genotype. Okay. First one is phenotype. What is phenotype? Phenotype is the physical characteristic which is determined by some genes. Okay. So physical character of an organism or observable character. Physical characteristics of an individual. Physical characteristics of an individual or observable character. Observable character. Example, height, color, that is flower color. Okay, so how we will say if we are seeing a plant, we are saying okay, that plant is height, or that plant is a short plant, or that plant is a tall plant. How we will say? We are seeing, okay, that time we can understand, okay, by their appearance, by their physical appearance, we can say whether it is height plant or whether it is tall plant, whether it is short plant, or by the appearance we can say that flower is purple color or that flower is red color. Like that, by the physical appearance we can understand the characteristic of an organism. That is called phenotype. Okay, physical characteristics or observable character of an organism are called phenotype. Okay, observable character or physical characteristics of an organism are called phenotype. Then what is genotype? Genotype is the description of genes present in organism or the genetic constitution of an organism. The genetic constitution of an organism is called genotype. So what is genotype? Genotype is the genetic constitution of an organism. Genetic constitution of an organism, or in other words, it is the description of genes present in organism. Description of genes present in organism. Description of genes present in organism. Okay, so that is called genetic constitution. Then, example, we can take the example height. We can take the example height. Okay, what are the genotypes? Capital T and capital T small t. Capital T and capital T small t are the genotypes which are responsible for tallness. Then small t are the genotype which is responsible for short. So for height, genotypes are capital T, capital T, small t, small t. So these are the genotypes for height. Okay, so actually what is the main difference means, phenotype means what we are seeing. Okay, the physical appearance, what we are seeing, that is phenotype, and genotype means the genes which are responsible for what we are seeing, that is genotype. Okay, so once a plant is short, some genes are responsible for that shortness. That genes are small t. So that small t are called genotype. Okay, some plants are tall. Okay, so some genes are responsible for that tallness. That genes are capital T or capital T small t. So these are genotype. These are genotype. Okay, so this is phenotype and genotype. Then other term is F1 generation and F2 generation. The next term is F1 generation and F2 generation. F1 generation. So F1 generation also called as first filial generation. First filial generation. F1 generation also called as first filial generation, when two parents crossed to produce progeny, then that progeny is called offspring. Okay, when this is father crossed with mother, this is father crossed with mother, we will get a offspring. We will get a offspring. Okay, or progeny. When father cross with mother, we get a offspring. That is, when two parents are crossing. When two parents are crossing, we will obtain a progeny. Okay, that progeny is called F1 generation. That progeny is called F1 generation or first filial generation. F1 generation or first filial generation. Then, what is F2 generation? F1 generation is when two parents are crossed, we will obtain an offspring. That offsprings are called F1 generation. Then what is F2 generation? Then what is F2 generation? F2 generation is F1 cross themselves. Okay, we get F1 progeny. We get F1 progeny by crossing two parents. We get F1 progeny by crossing two parents. Okay, so F2 generation is F1 progeny is crossed with again F1 progeny, that is self-pollination. Okay, this is also called as self-pollination. So F1 progeny is crossed with F1 progeny. So we will obtain another progeny. So when two parents are crossed, we get the progeny. That progeny is called F1 progeny. So when that F1 progeny becomes, whether it is a male progeny, we will cross with female progeny, that is self-pollination. We already said that the flower is bisexual. So both male and female are present in the same flower. Okay, both male and female are present in the same flower. So the pollen may comes to the stigma, and as a result self-pollination may take place. So we obtain a progeny as a result of this self-pollination. that is called F2 generation or second phylyl generation. Second phylyl generation. Okay, understand? So these are the major terms which is used for the genetic purpose. So we studied what is homozygous alleles and homozygous heterozygous alleles, then dominant gene, recessive gene, what is genotype, phenotype, then what is F1 generation and F2 generation. Okay, so these are the major terminologies which we used during the studies. Okay, you have to be thorough these terminologies. Why? Because these terminologies, if you understand these terminologies, you can easily study the hereditary portion. Okay, so if you are not understanding, then you may feel difficult. So you have to study these terminologies very thoroughly. So today we just take only this terminology. The previous portions we refreshed, then we studied only the terminologies. Okay, so the recap questions. The recap questions. Okay. Question number 1. Alternative forms of genes. Alternative forms of genes. Alternative forms of genes is called dash. Is called dash. Okay, the alternative forms of genes are called dash. This is the first question. Then, second question. The genotypes. The genotypes of the character. The genotypes of the character height. The genotype of the character height is dash. Height is dash. The 3 genotypes. Okay. Then the third question. Third question is the physical characteristics of an organism is called. The physical characteristics. The physical characteristics of an organism. The physical characteristics of an organism is called dash. The physical characteristic of an organism is called dash. Then fourth one. Okay. Capital T, small t. Capital T, small t. This genotype give which type of character to plant. Okay, capital T, small t, this genotype give which type of character to plant, whether tall or other short. Okay, whether tall or short. Then fifth one. Dash is the unit of heredity. Dash is the unit of heredity. So these are the recap questions. Okay, alternative forms of genes is called dash. Then the genotypes of the character height is called dash. Physical appearance or physical characteristics of an organism is called dash. Capital T, small t. Capital T, small t. This genotype give which type of character to plant, then dash is the unit of hereditary. These are the recap questions. Okay, so after watching your video, you want to attend these recap questions and you want to answer the questions in your homework book, and you want to take the picture and you want to send the answer sheet to my number. I will give the number in your WhatsApp group. Okay, you want to do all these things. So watch video carefully. If you feel any doubt, just contact me. After watching the video, take 5 minutes to attend the recap. Okay, recap is only for 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes you want to attend the answers, and another 5 minutes you want to send me. Okay, so total within 5 to 10 minutes you want to attend the questions and you want to send the answer sheet to my number. Okay, so this is for today's class. Tomorrow we will discuss what is monohybrid cross and the laws which is related to monohybrid cross. Okay, so thank you students.